Hello everyone, welcome back to day 23 of Polity Daily Drill. Let's begin. First question. Which of the following situations can lead to the disqualification of legislators under the anti-defection law, that is Schedule 10 in India? First one, an independent member of the legislature joins a political party after being elected. So we know that this would mean that this fellow who has joined a party after becoming a member of the house will get disqualified under anti-defection law. So one is correct. Second one, a member publicly criticizes their own party's policies outside the legislature. Now the law ADL is completely silent on these supposed anti-party activities outside the legislature. It focuses solely on what goes on within the precincts, the boundaries of the house. So 2 is wrong, 1 is right. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A1 only is the right answer. Moving on to question number 2. Consider the following statements with regard to the estimates committee. It is called a continuous economy committee since it examines all the ministries and departments every year. And number 2, it examines the budget estimates only after they have been voted by the parliament. Now, estimates committee is a very unique one. Why? Because this committee is a select committee which has MPs, members from Lok Sabha only. This committee has 30 MPs and all these MPs come from one house, that is Lok Sabha. Now it is true that the estimates committee is known as the continuous economy committee. But why? Not because it examines all the ministries. Anyway, the estimates committee is not able to examine all the ministries. It can only examine around 10 to 12 ministries every year. It is called continuous economy committee because it prepares reports throughout the year on what decisions, what steps can be taken by various ministries, various departments to rationalize their expenditure, to prevent wasteful expenditure. So that's the reason why it is called a continuous economy committee. Hence, 1 is incorrect. Second one is correct, of course, because these committees, the financial committees that we have, be it the PAC or the estimates committee or even the committee on public sector undertakings. Now all these committees primarily perform what we know as a post-mortem, meaning once the expenditure has been done or has been allowed, only then do these committees get the chance to look into it. So yes, it examines the budget estimates only after they have been approved by the parliament. So 2 is right, 1 is wrong. Right answer is B, 2 only. Moving on to question number 3. In which of the following matters do the powers of the State Legislative Council equal those of the State Legislative Assembly? Introduction of money bills. Now money bills can be brought only in the lower house. That means the assembly only is not the answer. Removal of the Council of Ministers by a no confidence motion. Again, government formation and removal takes place in the lower house. The assembly only cannot be the answer. Approval of ordinances issued by the governor is correct. Article 213. Whenever either house is not in session, an ordinance can be promulgated by the governor. And number 4, enlargement of the jurisdiction of the State Public Service Commission. The SPSCs, the very transparent, the very neutral, fair bodies that we have across the country in the states. So if you want to enlarge the jurisdiction of SPSCs, it is covered under Article 321. And here as well, there is equality of power between the councils and the assemblies in the states. So right answer is 3 and 4. That means D. Moving on to question number 4. The Indian Constitution provides for the establishment of a TAC, Tribal Advisory Council, in certain states. Which of the following statements are correct in this regard. Now, just to clarify, TAC, the Tribal Advisory Council, this body is for Schedule 5 areas, unlike the ADCs, which are for Schedule 6 areas. That's where the difference lies. Now, first statement, a tribal member of the Legislative Assembly of the concerned state can be a part of the council. Absolutely correct. In fact, 3/4 members of the TAC are representatives of scheduled tribes in the states. That means scheduled tribe MLAs. So one is correct. Second one, the council provides advice to the governor on matters relating to the welfare and advancement of scheduled tribes in the state is also correct. In fact, that's the function of TACs. So a very important point of difference between the TAC and the ADC, the autonomous district councils, is that ADCs as bodies have been given legislative, executive, as well as financial functions to perform, whereas TAC is a mere advisory body. So 2 is correct. Coming to number 3, the rules related to the council can be prescribed and regulated by the governor is also correct. All 3 statements are correct. Right answer is C. All 3, how many statements are correct? And the last question for today, question number 5. Consider the following statements regarding the nota option, none of the above option in elections. The votes cast for nota are included in the total valid votes for the purpose of calculating the return of security deposits to candidates. Now, I'm sure you're aware that if you want to contest elections to the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, security deposit is required to be furnished, 25,000 rupees, which is returned to you even if you lose the elections, the condition being you need to get certain number of votes. And if you are a scheduled caste or scheduled tribe person contesting from a reserved seat, then this amount is 12.5 thousand. If it comes to the assembly or the council, again a deposit, it is 10,000, and for a reserved seat it is 5,000. Now, at any point of time, if you fail to get at least 1/6 of the total valid votes polled, then what happens? Then your deposit is forfeited, right? Whether you win or you lose, it does not matter. You need to get minimum number of votes, 1/6 of the total votes, valid votes cast in the favor of the candidates. Okay, the votes must be cast in the favor of candidates. So basically, when we calculate 1/6 of the total votes, we exclude vote nota. We don't include the votes cast in favor of nota. So it is not included but excluded. This means we will calculate 1/6 of all the votes cast to all the candidates, and if you get at least 1/6 votes or more, then your deposit is returned to you. So it is not to include the votes given to nota but to only candidates. So 1 is incorrect. Second one, even if nota receives more votes than any individual candidate, the candidate with the highest number of votes among the contestants must still be declared the winner. Now, sadly, this is correct. Let's assume, let's say there's a constituency A. In this constituency, there are 3 contestants, X, Y, and Z. There are 100 voters in this entire constituency. Now, if you assume that X gets, say, 15 votes, Y gets 10 votes, and Z gets 5 votes. This would mean how much? This would mean 30 votes. And the remaining 70 votes are cast in favor of nota. In this situation, what is going to happen? We will not include nota. We will not take this into consideration. whoever amongst the candidates obtains the highest number of votes is declared the winner, right? So 2 is correct, which means the right answer is B, 2 only. This brings us to an end of our discussion for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Till then, that is all for me. Jai Hind.